Good morning, this is Robin Bieber on the Products Spread Talk on the 26th of May at 8:20 in the morning London time. The first chart we're looking at is June-July heat, and it staged a pretty good recovery, having looked fairly canine on Friday. It's come back yesterday. It's above the short-term moving averages, and so long as it stays over 386 area, it's in reasonable condition. 386 is the 13-day moving average. If it fails to hold there, then it could easily go back and test minus 406 the 5-day. So long as it stays above 406, it's okay. Whilst it's above the 8-day at 380, it's showing upside aspirations to minus 332. But it must hold this 8-day. The stochastic is wobbly, trying to recover. It really isn't overly supportive until it moves positive. Now, moving on to the June deck, it's also above its short-term moving averages, and whilst above the 8-day at minus 1631, has upside to 1570, but only a move and close over 1570 would really give it a punch higher to around minus 1400, the recent highs. It must not close below minus 1671, the 5-day, or it retests the 13-day at 1711. A little bit of either or. It needs some momentum higher, and it would get that if it moved over 1570 to fulfill some upside aspirations. It's still a little bit vulnerable. The red deck on heat is okay. It's between the 5 and 8s. It's testing the 8 at minus 1248. If it can get over there, then there's a reasonable chance of a retest of the high just short of minus 1100. If it fails at the 5-day, then look for a retest of the 8, which it did on yesterday, area at minus 1300. It's got to stay over 1300 to have some upside potential, but over minus 1248 to confirm that potential, i.e. hold the 8, but over the 5 for momentum. If it closes below the 8-day at minus 1300, it could easily make its way back to 1387, the 13-day. A worrying aspect of this is the negative stochastic. It's high and negative, which may well act as a deadweight on heating oil. RBOB. The June-July RBOB must get above the 5-day at minus 133 to have some upside to 68. It must not close below the 13-day at minus 150, otherwise it's moving down into lower territory. It's stuck in amidst the short-term moving averages, with the higher being the 5-day at minus 33 and the lower being the 13-day at minus 150. Just watch this area. It's not... It will, if it's over the 5-day, it's got upside. If it's below the 8-day, it's got downside, and it's not much more complex than that. The June deck is trying hard to push higher, holding the 8-day at minus 804. At 804. It must move over the 804 level. It's printing 809 at the moment. It must move over 804 to give it a chance of 866, which is the 5-day. Only a move and close over 866 would give it some upside to around about 1100. If it fails at the 13-day at 720, it's in trouble. Moving below the 8-day at 804 would make a test of 720 likely. This negative and bearishly diverging stochastic is a worry. The deck is okay whilst it's above the 5-day at minus 482. It must not close below minus 524 or it's in trouble. The negative stochastic is not great. It's stuck a little bit at the moment. Watch these moving averages between minus 482 down to 524 for some guidance. It's trying to push higher to minus 423, but it must stay over minus 482 to do that. Now, moving over to gas oil. There we go. Gas oil, the front spread June-July is looking frisky. It certainly looks like it's going to retest the recent highs at minus 10.25. It's printing 1050, so not a brave call really, but over 10.25, and it should make its way to about minus 850, 875. It must hold the 5-day at around minus 11.25. The June deck is okay whilst it stays over minus 40.25 and could easily make its way up to around minus 36. It must not close below the 5 and 8s, which are around about minus 41.25. So long as it stays over the 5 and 8s, it's got some upside potential, and its stochastic has moved positive as well. And the red deck is trying hard to push above the 5-day moving average at minus 39. If it can get over minus 39, which is printing at the moment, it has a reasonable chance of moving back up to the minus 36 level. It must not close back below, say, minus 39.50, the 8-day, otherwise it's going to probably retest the 13-day at around minus 42.50. So watch the 5 and 8 days here. The negative stochastic is not overly supportive, so watch that carefully too. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.